The lovely Milky Way galaxy. So I'm going to be reading some synopsis of the two movies I watched last night for the getting ready for Halloween ends on Friday, which is tomorrow. So I watched both of the Rob Zombie versions, or both directed movies that were directed by Rob Zombie, kind of retelling the story of how Michael Myers was created, or not created, but how he became Michael Myers, and then Laurie Strode finding out that he's his sister, and her real name is Angel Myers. And now tonight, before I get into reading both the synopsises, because that's what I'm gonna do leading up to Halloween Ends. After that, there will be no more synopsises. I'll just be running down the movies I watched, even though some of them might be new movies, some of them might be older films. I won't be telling you about the ones I've already seen before. But so tonight I'm watching the 2018 version of Halloween and Halloween Kills, which is 2020, I believe. So every 2 years they come out with a new movie, and this one that's coming out tomorrow, or being released tomorrow, is supposedly the last one in the series, and that's number 13 in the series of films. At least that's what I believe. I could be wrong. Anyways, so let's just dive into the plot of this movie. Let's scroll down. So on Halloween in Hatfield, Illinois, having already exhibited signs of psychopathic tendencies, 10-year-old Michael Myers murders a schoolboy, his older sister Judith, her boyfriend Steve Haley, and his mother's abusive boyfriend Ronnie White. He only spares his infant sister. After one of the longest trials in the state's history, Michael is found guilty of first-degree murder and sent to Smith's Grove Sanitarium under the care of child psychologist Dr. Sam Loomis. Michael initially cooperates with Loomis, and his mother Deborah visits him regularly. Over the following year, Michael becomes dissociative, fixating on papier-mâché masks and withdrawing from the people around him, even his mother. When Michael kills a nurse as Deborah is leaving from one of her visits, she's unable to handle the situation and commits suicide. For the next 15 years, Michael continues making his masks and not speaking to people. Loomis, having continued to treat Michael over the years, attempts to move forward with his life and closes Michael's case. Later, Michael escapes from Smith Grove, killing the guards and hospital staff in the process. He then kills a truck driver for his clothes and makes his way back to Haddonfield. On Halloween, Michael arrives at his abandoned childhood home where he recovers the kitchen knife and Halloween mask he stored under the floorboards the night he killed his sister. Laurie Strode and her friends Annie Brackett and Linda Van Der Koik prepare for Halloween. Throughout the day, Laurie witnesses Michael watching her from a distance. Later that night, Linda meets up with her boyfriend Bob Sims at Michael's abandoned home. Michael appears, murders them, and then heads to the Strode home while Laurie is babysitting Tommy Doyle and murders her parents Mason and Cynthia. Dr. Loomis, having been alerted of Michael's escape, arrives in Haddonfield looking for Michael. After obtaining a handgun, Loomis attempts to warn Sheriff Lee Brackett that Michael has returned to Haddonfield. Loomis and Brackett head to the Strode home, where Brackett explaining along the way that Laurie is really Michael's baby sister, having been adopted by the Strodes following their mother's suicide. After convincing Laurie to babysit Lindsay Wallace while spending the night with her boyfriend Paul, Annie is attacked by Michael after he kills Paul at this Wallace residence, bringing Lindsay home. Laurie finds Annie badly injured on the floor but still alive and calls for help. Michael attacks Laurie and chases her back to Doyle residence. Loomis and Brackett hear the call over the radio and head toward the Wallace residence. Michael kidnaps Laurie and takes her back to their old home. He tries to show Laurie that she is his sister, presenting a picture of them with their mother. Unable to understand, Laurie stabs Michael before escaping the house. Michael chases after her, but Loomis arrives and shoots him 3 times. Recovering, Michael recaptures Laurie and heads back to the house. Loomis intervenes, but Michael subdues him. Lori takes the gun and runs upstairs, but Michael corners her on a balcony and charges her head on, knocking both of them over the railing. Lori awakens on top of an unconscious Michael. Lori aims the gun at Michael, with Michael's hand grabbing her wrist just as the gun is fired. Now, this is the first movie. Now let's go on to the 2009 version and read the synopsis on that, and then we'll be done with it, or read the plot on that one, and then be done with today's vlog. Or, well, I have birthday switched as well. During his time and this is Halloween 2, this is the second Rob Zombie film. During his time in Smith's Grove Sanitarium, a young Michael Myers is visited by his mother, Deborah, who gives him a white horse statuette as a gift. 15 years later, Laurie Strode is wandering around in shock after having shot an adult Michael. Sheriff Lee Brackett finds Laurie and takes her to the hospital. Meanwhile, the paramedics pick up Annie Brackett and Michael's psychiatric Dr. Sam Lewis, who survived being attacked by Michael, and also taking them to the hospital. Michael's body is taken another ambulance. When the driver has a traffic accident, Michael awakens and escapes, killing a paramedic injured in the accident. 1 year later, Laurie is now living with the Bracketts. Michael has been missing and is presumed dead. While Laurie deals with her trauma, Dr. Loomis has chosen to turn the event into an opportunity to write another book. Elsewhere, Michael, who is still alive and living as a drifter, has been having visions of his mother's ghost and younger version of himself, who instruct him to reunite with Laurie. Michael arrives at a farm and kills the owners before he sets off for Haddonfield. As Michael travels to Haddonfield, Laurie begins having hallucinations that mirrored Michael's past. Her hallucinations also begin to include her acting out Michael's murders. Meanwhile, Loomis goes on tour to promote his new book, only to be criticized by the public, who blame him for Michael's actions and for exploiting the deaths of Michael's victims. When Loomis' book is released, Laurie discovers that she is really Angel Myers, Michael's long-lost sister. She goes to a Halloween party with her co-workers Maya and Harley to escape how she's feeling. Michael appears at the party and kills Harley, then goes to the Brackett house and fatally wounds Annie. When Laurie and Maya return to the house, they find Annie, who dies in Laurie's arm. Michael kills Maya and then comes after Laurie, who manages to escape. Sheriff Brackett arrives home and finds his daughter dead. Laurie flags down a car, but Michael kills the driver and flips the car over with Laurie still inside. Michael still then takes the unconscious Laurie to an abandoned shed. Laurie awakens to her hallucinations with Deborah, seen by both her and Michael, who asks her to call her mommy. The police discover Michael's location and surround the shed. Loomis arrives and goes inside to try to reason with Michael, but when he tries to resuscitate Laurie from her hallucinations, Michael grabs Loomis and stabs him to death before being shot through the cabin window by Brackett and impaled on a rake. Apparently released from her visions, Laurie walks over to Michael and stabs him to death with his own knife. The shed door opens and Laurie walks out wearing Michael's mask. Later, Laurie sits in isolation in a psychiatric ward, grinning as Deborah's ghost approaches with the white horse. So, those are the two movies that I watched last night. Tonight's movies, I'm rewatching Halloween and Halloween Kills. And then tomorrow, I'll be watching Halloween Ends in theaters. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow's vlog. So once we get done with both of those movies today or tonight, it'll be the last of the Halloween films I talk about for another year at least. Other than that, we gotta do birthdays. So let's do birthdays. I want to wish Katie Morton a happy birthday, and I would like to wish Jerry Rice a happy 60th birthday today. Those are only two birthdays, so go wish Jerry Rice a happy birthday and go wish Katie a happy birthday today on any of the social media platforms. So, with that being said, I will see you with a brand new vlog tomorrow, and you all know the drill, and bye-bye.